advice. He's had a ton of success his entire life. He's the reason he's here is he knows how to get here. So I'm trying to find my way, be the best I can, and the same with all those guys over there on that side. They've all been great players. There's a reason they're all playing NFL football. So I believe everyone has their own path. Everyone has their journey. So I'm rooting for all those guys.
How weird is it that you're now being asked
as you know, and then we'll play Shedeur at quarterback in a couple different offenses since we last saw him. So he's doing a great job of working at it, but it's a great opportunity for all of our young players in that football game. But with that, I'll take any questions.
I mean, he's funny, he's optimistic, lighthearted, but he works hard. He takes it seriously, his craft, and he's watching what the others are doing and doing it his own way in which only he can. So, looking forward to see him during these preseason games and how he manages the offense. But I think he looks good, but all the guys look good right now.
They've had all sorts of quarterback injuries. He's going to start Friday, and he'll only have one practice with the ones.
Cut your Wi-Fi on, man.
Cut your Wi-Fi on.
Oh, we go twin.
Yeah, come on. You know how we come from.
I ain't even
Hey, they got me mic'd up. No.
Hey, we ain't even playing that.
Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is.
Connection, man. Yeah.
Hey, get out of today.
I know it's love. I like what you got in your hands, though. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Hey, but this though,
I'm mic'd up now.
It's gonna get a little personal.
It's personal.
So,
you know what it is.
You won't believe what happened when Shedeur Sanders stepped onto that practice field with the Carolina Panthers. While haters have been questioning whether this rookie quarterback has what it takes to survive in the NFL, what unfolded during this joint training session left even opposing players wishing he was on their team. I'm talking about precision passes that had coaches shaking their heads in disbelief, veteran teammates openly praising his leadership, and a performance so dominant that it's got everyone asking the same question: is this the beginning of the Shedeur Sanders era in Cleveland? Stick around, because what I'm about to show you proves that all those doubters are about to eat their words, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this young quarterback is about to turn the entire NFL upside down. What's up, football fans? Today we're diving deep into what might be the most important practice session of Shedeur Sanders' young NFL career. This wasn't just another routine training day. This was a statement game that has completely shifted the conversation around this rookie quarterback. We're going to break down exactly what happened during this joint session with the Carolina Panthers, from the heartwarming reunion with his former teammate that had everyone smiling to the jaw-dropping performance that left coaches and players speechless. I'll show you the behind-the-scenes moments that cameras weren't allowed to capture, share the insider reports that are making waves across the league, and reveal why veteran stars like Myles Garrett are already calling Shedeur the future of this franchise. By the time we're done here, you'll have the complete picture of why this practice session might have just changed everything for the Cleveland Browns. Let's get into it. Before we dive into the football action, we need to talk about a moment that perfectly captured who Shedeur Sanders is as a person and a teammate. The second he spotted Jimmy Horn Jr. on that practice field, everything else seemed to fade away. This wasn't just a casual greeting between former college teammates. This was a genuine display of brotherhood that reminded everyone watching why football is so much more than just a game. Picture this scene: Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback trying to make his mark in the NFL, spots his former Colorado teammate across the field. Without hesitation, he breaks into a huge smile and heads straight over. The two immediately connect with an enthusiastic head bump, and thanks to Jimmy Horn being mic'd up, we got to hear their authentic exchange. "We got the Wi-Fi on," they joked, referencing their incredible connection from their college days when they seemed to read each other's minds on every play. What made this moment so special wasn't just the obvious joy on both their faces, it was the genuine respect and love that radiated between them. These weren't two guys putting on a show for the cameras. This was real, unfiltered emotion from two young men who had been through battles together and were now living their NFL dreams on opposite sides of a practice field. You could hear it in their voices, see it in their body language, and feel it in the energy that spread throughout the entire practice facility. But here's what really stood out to me about this reunion. It showed Shedeur's character in a way that no highlight reel ever could. In a league where ego and individual success often overshadow everything else, here was a rookie quarterback taking time to celebrate his friend's success. He wasn't worried about looking cool or maintaining some tough guy image. He was just being authentic, and that authenticity is exactly what's been winning over teammates and coaches since day one. The conversation between them wasn't just friendly banter, it was a masterclass in maintaining relationships and supporting each other's journeys. Jimmy Horn Jr. had just been drafted by the Panthers, and instead of treating this as a competitive situation, Shedeur was genuinely excited for his friend's opportunity. That kind of character doesn't go unnoticed in NFL locker rooms, where veterans are constantly evaluating whether young players have what it takes not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. This reunion also served as a perfect warm-up for what was about to unfold. You could see Shedeur's confidence building as he reconnected with someone who knew his capabilities better than almost anyone. It was like watching a fighter get his rhythm back before stepping into the ring. The laughter, the easy conversation, the natural chemistry, all of it was building toward a practice session that would leave everyone talking. And as we'll see in the next section, once that official training began, Shedeur channeled all that positive energy into a performance that shocked everyone in attendance. Once the friendly reunions ended and the real work began, Shedeur Sanders transformed into a completely different player. This is where the story gets really interesting, because what happened next wasn't just good, it was the kind of performance that makes coaches rethink their entire depth chart and has veterans nodding in approval from the sidelines. Taking first-team reps, Shedeur immediately established himself as the field general everyone hoped he could become. According to multiple insider reports from journalists who were granted access to the session, his command of the huddle was impressive for any quarterback, let alone a rookie in his first joint practice. But it wasn't just his leadership that caught attention, it was the precision and confidence with which he executed every single play. The passes weren't just accurate, they were perfectly placed with the kind of timing that usually takes years to develop. We're talking about throws that hit receivers in stride, allowing them to maximize their yards after catch. Deep balls that dropped into receivers' hands like they were guided by GPS quick slants that arrived exactly when they needed to, giving his targets the best possible chance to make plays. This wasn't a quarterback just trying to complete passes, this was a quarterback orchestrating an offense with surgical precision. What really set this performance apart was how Shedeur handled pressure situations. When the Panthers' defense brought extra rushers, he didn't panic or force throws into coverage. Instead, he showed the kind of pocket presence that coaches dream about, stepping up at exactly the right moment, keeping his eyes downfield, and finding the open receiver with throws that had perfect velocity and placement. These are the kinds of plays that separate good quarterbacks from great ones, and Shedeur was making them look routine. Perhaps the most telling sign of how dominant this performance was came from an unexpected source, members of the opposing team. Multiple reports confirmed that Panthers players were overheard saying they wished Shedeur was on their roster. Think about that for a moment. Professional athletes who were supposed to be competing against him were instead admiring his skills and wishing they could play alongside him. That's not something that happens often, especially with rookie quarterbacks who are still trying to prove themselves. The precision of his reads was equally impressive. Shedeur wasn't just throwing to his first option and hoping for the best. He was working through his progressions like a veteran, finding secondary and tertiary receivers when his primary targets were covered. This kind of field vision and decision-making typically takes years to develop, yet here was a rookie making it look effortless in his first major joint practice session. By the time the session ended, the buzz around the practice facility was undeniable. Coaches were exchanging knowing looks, veterans were offering congratulations, and reporters were frantically taking notes about what they had just witnessed. This wasn't just a good practice, this was a coming-out party that announced Shedeur Sanders as a legitimate NFL quarterback who's ready to compete at the highest level. Sometimes the most powerful endorsements come not from highlight reels or statistics, but from the people who work with a player every single day. In Shedeur Sanders' case, the support from Cleveland's coaching staff and veteran players tells a story that goes far beyond what happened in one practice session. It reveals a young quarterback who has earned respect through consistent work, leadership, and an approach to the game that has impressed everyone around him. Head coach Kevin Stefanski's comments before the practice session set the tone perfectly. When he announced that Shedeur would be playing quarterback in the upcoming preseason game, it wasn't delivered as a throwaway line or a token opportunity for a rookie. Stefanski spoke with the kind of confidence that suggested he genuinely believes in what he's seeing from his young quarterback. He's doing a great job of working at it, but it's a great opportunity for all of our young players, Stefanski said, but the emphasis was clearly on Shedeur's readiness to seize that opportunity. What makes Stefanski's endorsement so significant is his reputation as a coach who doesn't hand out praise lightly. This is someone who has worked with established NFL quarterbacks and understands exactly what it takes to succeed at this level. When he talks about Shedeur picking up the pace and calls it only a matter of time before he starts leading the Browns in a more official capacity, those aren't empty words, they're the observations of a coach who sees something special developing. But perhaps even more telling is the support coming from Myles Garrett, one of the most respected defensive players in the entire league. Garrett's endorsement carries weight because he faces quarterbacks every day in practice and has seen firsthand what separates the pretenders from the contenders. When Garrett describes Shedeur as funny, optimistic, and lighthearted, but someone who works hard and takes his craft seriously, he's painting a picture of a player who has the perfect balance of personality and professionalism. Garrett's observation that Shedeur is watching what the others are doing and doing it his own way is particularly insightful. This suggests a young quarterback who isn't trying to copy someone else's style but rather learning from veterans while developing his own unique approach to the position. That kind of self-awareness and confidence is rare in rookie players, and it's exactly what veteran teammates want to see from someone who might be leading their offense. The fact that Garrett specifically mentioned looking forward to seeing how Shedeur manages the offense in preseason games shows that even the defensive stars are viewing him as a legitimate quarterback rather than just a developmental project. When a player of Garrett's caliber talks about a rookie with that level of respect and anticipation, it sends a clear message to the rest of the locker room about what kind of player they're dealing with. This combination of coaching confidence and veteran support creates the perfect environment for a young quarterback to thrive. It's one thing to have talent. It's another thing entirely to have the backing of the people who matter most in determining your success at the professional level. One of the most fascinating aspects of Shedeur Sanders' rise has been the respect he's garnering from players across the league, including those who are supposed to be his competition. The comments from Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce perfectly illustrate how other young quarterbacks view Shedeur, not as a threat to be diminished, but as a peer who has earned his place through talent and hard work. When asked if he had any advice for Shedeur, Bryce Young's response was both respectful and telling. "Nah, I'm not giving him advice. He's good by himself." This wasn't dismissive or competitive. It was the acknowledgement from one professional to another that Shedeur has already proven he belongs at this level. Young went on to explain that players like Shedeur are in the NFL for a reason, because they've demonstrated excellence throughout their careers and earned their opportunities. What makes Young's comments so significant is the context. Here's a quarterback who was the #1 overall pick in his draft class, someone who has faced his own challenges and scrutiny in the NFL, offering genuine respect to a rookie who could potentially be competing for similar opportunities and recognition. Young's statement that these guys have been great at what they do, and that's why they're here playing NFL football, shows a mature understanding of the league and recognition that success isn't a zero-sum game. The respect extends beyond just quarterbacks, too. The reports of Panthers players saying they wish Shedeur was on their team speak to something deeper than just admiration for a good practice performance. Professional athletes don't make those kinds of comments lightly, especially about players from opposing teams. When you hear that kind of feedback, it suggests that Shedeur's reputation for excellence and professionalism has spread throughout the league faster than anyone expected. This peer recognition is crucial for a young quarterback's development and confidence. The NFL can be an isolating place for rookies, especially at the quarterback position where the pressure and scrutiny are unlike anything they've experienced before. Having established players acknowledge your abilities and treat you as an equal rather than just another rookie trying to make the team can be incredibly validating and motivating. The fact that these endorsements are coming unsolicited makes them even more powerful. Nobody asked Bryce Young to praise Shedeur Sanders, and nobody forced those Panthers players to express admiration for his skills. These comments emerged naturally from people who have seen enough football to recognize talent when they see it and who respect the work and dedication required to reach this level. Perhaps most importantly, this peer recognition suggests that Shedeur has already begun building the kind of reputation that will serve him well throughout his career. In a league where relationships and respect can be just as important as physical ability, having other players speak positively about your character and skills creates opportunities and opens doors that might otherwise remain closed. It's clear that Shedeur Sanders isn't just impressing coaches and teammates, he's earning respect from across the entire league. The media reaction to Shedeur Sanders' performance has been nothing short of explosive, with analysts and commentators who are typically reserved in their praise of rookie quarterbacks openly discussing his potential to make an immediate impact. Colin Cowherd's passionate defense of Shedeur on his show perfectly captures the growing sentiment among media members who have been following his progress closely. Cowherd didn't mince words when addressing critics who suggested that Shedeur not getting first-team reps immediately was somehow sabotage or politics. His response was emphatic and logical. Shedeur Sanders has been with the Browns through OTAs, rookie minicamp, and training camp. He knows the playbook, the head coach, the coordinator, and his teammates. This isn't just media hype. This is a respected analyst breaking down the reality of what it takes to succeed as an NFL quarterback and explaining why Shedeur is already ahead of the curve. What makes Cowherd's endorsement particularly significant is his track record of accurately identifying quarterback talent early in careers. When he says that Shedeur already has a strong grasp of the system and emphasizes his chemistry with teammates and understanding of the coaching staff's vision, he's highlighting the intangible qualities that often determine success at the professional level. These aren't things that show up in highlight reels, but they're absolutely crucial for quarterback success. The broader media narrative around Shedeur has shifted dramatically following this joint practice session. What started as cautious optimism about a rookie with an interesting background has evolved into genuine excitement about a player who might be ready to contribute much sooner than anyone expected. Sports journalists who were initially focused on his famous last name are now writing about his arm strength, field vision, and leadership qualities. This media attention creates a fascinating dynamic for the Browns organization. On one hand, having a rookie quarterback generate this level of positive buzz is exactly what they hoped for when they invested in his development. The excitement translates into fan engagement, ticket sales, and national attention that can benefit the entire franchise. On the other hand, it also creates expectations and pressure that the organization will need to manage carefully. The timing of this media surge couldn't be better for Shedeur's development. With preseason games approaching, the spotlight will only intensify, but he's entering that phase with momentum and confidence rather than questions and doubts. The positive coverage has created a narrative of success and potential that can become self-fulfilling if managed properly. Looking ahead, this media attention also sets up fascinating storylines for the entire season. Will Shedeur live up to the growing hype? How will he handle the pressure of increased expectations? Can he translate practice success into game performance? These are the questions that will drive coverage and fan interest throughout the preseason and potentially into the regular season. The fact that respected analysts like Cowherd are willing to stake their reputations on Shedeur's readiness suggests that this isn't just a media creation or hype cycle, it's recognition of genuine talent and preparation that has impressed people who evaluate quarterbacks for a living. So there you have it, A complete breakdown of why this joint practice session with the Carolina Panthers might have just changed everything for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. We've seen how his genuine character shined through in that heartwarming reunion with Jimmy Horn Jr., witnessed reports of a dominant performance that left even opposing players wishing he was on their team, heard endorsements from coaches and veterans who work with him every day, observed the respect he's earning from peers across the league, and watched the media narrative shift from cautious optimism to genuine excitement about his potential. What strikes me most about this entire story is how every piece fits together perfectly. This isn't just about one good practice or a few positive comments from teammates. This is about a young quarterback who has consistently impressed everyone around him through his work ethic, character, and performance. From Kevin Stefanski's confidence in giving him preseason reps to Myles Garrett's enthusiastic endorsement, from Bryce Young's respectful acknowledgement to Colin Cowherd's passionate defense, everyone who has seen Shedeur up close is saying the same thing: this kid is special. But here's what really gets me excited about what we witnessed in this practice session. This wasn't Shedeur trying to prove he belongs. This was Shedeur showing that he's ready to lead. There's a massive difference between those two things, and it's a difference that could determine not just his career trajectory but the future of the Cleveland Browns franchise. The haters who have been questioning whether he can handle the NFL pressure just got their answer delivered in the most emphatic way possible. When you have opposing players wishing you were on their team, when veterans are praising your leadership, when coaches are confidently putting you in position to succeed, that's not luck or politics. That's earned respect through undeniable performance. As we head into Friday's preseason game, the anticipation is at an all-time high. Will this be the moment when Shedeur Sanders officially announces himself to the NFL world? Based on everything we've seen and heard, I think we're about to witness the beginning of something truly special in Cleveland. Now I want to hear from you in the comments below. Do you think Shedeur Sanders is ready to take on a starting role this early in his NFL journey? Was Myles Garrett right when he said Shedeur's confidence and energy are contagious throughout the entire team? And here's the big question: are we witnessing the start of the Shedeur Sanders era in Cleveland, or do you think the hype is getting ahead of reality? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what you think is going to happen in Friday's preseason game. Are you Team Shedeur, or do you think he needs more time to develop? I read every single comment and love hearing your perspectives on these stories. If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening with Shedeur Sanders and you want to stay updated on all the latest NFL drama and storylines that everyone else is missing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this story. Speaking of what's coming next, you're going to want to stick around because I've got some exclusive insider information about what's really happening behind the scenes in Cleveland that's going to blow your mind. The politics, the pressure, and the power moves that are shaping Shedeur's future, it's all coming in my next video. Click the video on your screen right now to see what the Browns organization doesn't want you to know about their quarterback situation. Trust me, this rabbit hole goes deeper than you think, and I'm about to expose it all.